Hello. Um, we talked about maybe a pattern um, review, and so I thought I was gonna do the ranunculus first, but first of all, it's way too hot to wear ranunculus in Austin these days. However, I am wearing it is the V Delicious Crop. So V is Victory, Delicious Crop. The pattern is by Beatrice Rubio, who is Samba Knits. Y'all know I love her patterns. You know I love her writing style. Anyway, I test knit this for her. I followed it to pattern. Well, there's a couple mistakes I made along the way, but for the most part, I followed it to pattern. I messed up one of the sleeves, and I think it's this one. I don't know. You can't really see it anymore now that it's right here. You can. There's a seam it's not supposed to be that seam. I did it wrong. This one I did better, and it's beautiful. But I don't care because it is super comfortable. It's gonna be 106 today, and I'm wearing wool, and people are probably like, oh my god, why are you wearing wool? It keeps me cooler than wearing any other fabric for some reason. This is not a super long sleeve, but it is a loose sleeve, and this is just perfect summer wear for me because it keeps the sun off of most of my arms, but it's super breathable. It's at a very loose gauge, and I knit it in Holst Super Soft, so I am wearing this next to skin. Not everyone can wear Holst Super Soft next to skin. I don't find any issue with it. I love it. And the V-neck, at first I thought it would be way too low. I suppose that you could I know that you can modify it. You can make it shorter or longer by how often you do your decreases, or how rapidly you decrease, or how infrequently you decrease. It is an interesting construction, and at first I thought there's no way this is gonna work, and in fact I messaged her going, I don't understand how is this gonna fit, but it fits me, and it fits me well. It is a little oversized, but I wanted it to be because, again, I wanted it to wear in Austin heat. The yarn I use obviously is Holst Super Soft in the color Sweet Pea. I'm thinking about making another one. I have some light green in the Holst, and I have enough to make a sweater out of it left, so I'm really thinking about using that to make another one. And in the next one, I think I'm just gonna make it just slightly lower on the V-neck, so not still revealing because I don't want it revealing, but just a little bit lower because I think that would be nice. And I think I might go down a size so that it is a little closer fitting and it doesn't have so much ease in it, because it definitely has some ease. Also, the original I made was cropped because it is a V Delicious crop, and I think I added 2 inches to the original pattern, and it was still really cropped. So recently I cut off the bottom ribbing and I added 4 more inches, and then I put the ribbing back on, and I didn't like the ribbing because it was just like this much ribbing, and I don't remember what the original pattern, that might have been exactly it, but I've decided, sorry, there was an interruption and it was an important one, so Papa was calling. Jim was calling me, so I had to answer. He's in the store. I'm waiting. And yes, it's hot, but the car will stay much cooler if I can leave it open and let air flow through. And he's literally in and out, not shopping. He's just taking a package back to customer service, getting his money back, and coming back. So It won't be very long and I can knock this out. So what would I do different? I think I would decrease the sleeves. I'm pretty sure there's some decrease, but it's a balloon, but not. I would decrease, if not decreasing in here, I would make it a much tighter cuff at the end, and I would make the sleeves come all the way out here, or I would stop them here. I'm not a fan of the 3/4, I guess their bracelet or whatever this is supposed to be, not my favorite. I would make it a little smaller so that my shoulder is more here. It does have bust shaping, which I really appreciate because I need bust shaping. And so if I had done the right size without going up and used the bust shaping, this would have been a form-fitting perfect fit, which if you look at the pattern and you look at the projects, that would be appropriate. So I'm thinking of making the second one and going down size. But as y'all know, I have a long list of things that I want to make, and this one is probably a little further down, only because, not because I don't love knitting with the yarn, and not because I don't love the pattern. I really do. In fact, she made a second pattern that's similar but has different sleeves and is, instead of fingering, is sport weight, and she made a men's sweater, but you could totally make it for a woman. It's pretty unisex, but I made it for my husband and I tried it on and I really like that pattern. So I may at some point choose to make it, because it's not cropped and the sleeves are different, so I might try that for me. Yeah, trying to think if there's anything. I did knit it to gauge, and the whole Super Soft is a very light fingering weight yarn. There's 380, I think 380 yards per 50 grams, so it is almost lace weight. It's not, but it's almost lace weight. And I want to say the gauge on here is 24 stitches, but maybe not. I have to look it up. I will put it here what the actual gauge is. And I did get gauge with the needle used, but like I said, it is super lightweight. I'll try and hold. I don't know if you can see because I don't want to like flash you, but you can see through the fabric. It's a see-through fabric. It's pretty sheer. However, when you're wearing it, it's not. So on the body, you're not seeing. So I can wear this next to skin, and it's comfortable for me, and it's super lightweight, super airy. This is basically a long sleeve, somewhat long sleeve sweater. It is now full size, and I'm under 200 grams in wool. So it is, and this was knit up in a size 5, maybe a size 6. And so definitely, if you're using a size 1 or a size 2, you might even be able to do it with 100 grams in this yarn. Whole Super Soft is not for everyone, and I 100% understand that. If you were to make this out of a acrylic or acrylic blend, okay, sorry about that. So another couple things I wanted to talk to you about this sweater is I'm not a fan of the Holst in ribbing, and it could be just my inability to do a nice ribbing, who knows, but I feel like it doesn't squish back. There are a lot of yarns where when you do the ribbing it just sucks right in and it stays, and if it stretches out you wash it and it'll go right back to being super tight. This just stretches out and it ends up being the same width as the fabric, which is fine on the bottom of the sweater. If you don't want it to stretch in, it'll keep it from flipping up, and it's fine for here because it'll lay flat, you know. But I really wish I had done like a seed stitch or a folded hem, or even just an I-cord bind off. But I wish I had not done the ribbing because I don't care for how it looks. I definitely don't care that it's like, I mean, it's tiny bit stretchy, but it's not. And I wish that I had, because I did decrease, but I wish that I had really decreased to like really suck it in. And I wish that I had done a different edging. And this isn't the only sweater that I have that I feel like I love the Holst, but I'm not a fan of how it does ribbing because it doesn't suck it in. And it may be that I did 1 by 1. Maybe if I do 2 by 2 it'll be a little bit different. I don't know. But I like when ribbing closes up and then only opens when it's stretched and then goes back. I don't want it to stay stretched out. It's not, well, unless like that's the point, and in which case I would do a broken rib so it would stay open and have that texture look. But anyway, was there anything else I can think of? The pattern is super size inclusive. Her patterns are incredibly well detailed. It comes in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. If you have teenagers that are wanting a cute top, odds are you show them this pattern and they're going to be like, yes please, make that for me, because that crop top is, in the crop state, it's super cute. It is meant to have negative ease. I didn't want the negative ease, but now that I'm wearing it with the positive ease, I'm wishing that I had made at least an attempt to 0 ease. And that's why I think if I remake it, I will definitely do either 0 or some negative ease. Definitely not the positive that I have in this one. The whole super soft does not tend to grow. It doesn't, superwash will grow like crazy, but the Holst does not tend to grow. So what you're making when you make it is pretty much what you're going to get, except for the look of the fabric. The fabric blooms. There'll never be enough good words for how I feel about Holst. I can't think of anything else. If you have, oh, it is knit. There are no seams, if I remember correctly. Is there a seam? Maybe there is. There is, sorry. I think this one is bottom up, and then you seam the shoulders. And then you pick up for the sleeves. The sleeves are not knit flat, they're knit. The body is knit in the round, and then you knit this straight, and you know, flat and flat and flat in the back. And then you seam it. Yeah, had to think on that. Yeah, it's just a really good pattern. I love it very much. My next video that I do about a sweater, I will try to do the ranunculus, because somebody asked, they don't understand the love for it, but just as a heads up for what's coming, I don't love knitting the ranunculus to pattern, but I love the fit enough to make it again and again, because it fits very well. So, and we'll go over more details in the next video. That is a in detail sweaters. I don't know what I'm going to call it. If you have an idea for what to call these videos, pop it down below. I might change it, because therein lies the struggle. Anyway, thank you so much. Have a great day.